Hi, so I'm reading the next part of the story, Little Wolf's Book of Badness. Okay, so on day 23. Dear Mum and Dad, I keep on at Uncle to teach me more rules of badness, but he has got very snappish. He just says huffing and puffing all the time, and I know that one. Also, he has moved the food in the kitchen to a new hiding place. I think he thinks I've been nibbling. I ask you, would I? You're puzzled, Littly. Day 24. Dear Mum and Dad, got another rule. Hooray! It is Rule 6. Do your dirtiest every day. Uncle has got a big mirror in his room, all nice and dusty. He spent 4 hours yesterday gazing at himself, and he must have just scribbled it in the dust without noticing. He loves himself so much. Quick as a chick, I put it down in my book of badness. Then I decided to go exploring and see if I could find anybody to do my dirtiest on. I went through threatening forest and right over dark hills, looking for the man with the whistle and his cubs. And guess what? I found their camp down by Lake Lemming. Sad to say, I could not think of a good trick to trick them. But I did do a trick on a beetle today. I said, "Hello, Sonny, would you like to play a game?" So he said, "Okay, why not?" So I said, "Go on then. Say, what is the time, Mr. Wolf?" So he said, "Why?" So I said, "You will see in a minute." So he said, "Okay, what is the time, Mr. Wolf?" And I said, "Dinner time, ha!" He was quite tasty. Wait till Uncle hears that. He will make me a prefect, I bet. Your best cub. Tell that to Smelly Breath. He will go mad. Little. Day 25. I think... just my luck if it is Wednesday. I cannot spell it. Dear Mum and Dad, I told Uncle about tricking that beetle yesterday. He did not make me a prefect. He got all jealous instead. He said, "Grrr, rubbish. That is not wicked. That is a goody-goody trick." Being a bit upset, I went out for a wander in the forest. And guess what? I bumped into the man with the whistle. He said, "Hello, Sonny Jim. I'm the leader of a pack of Cub Scouts. We are camping down by Lake Lemming. Tomorrow we plan to have a barbecue. We hope you can join us. Here is an invitation." I snatched the invitation and said my scariest "grrr," but he said, "Oh dear, have you got a sore throat, Sonny Jim? Have a cough, sweet. Moustache now." I ran back and told Uncle. He said, "A Cub Scout barbecue? Yum, yum, I love Cub Scouts. Delicious." I said, "Uncle, I think the pack leader wants us to go and eat his sausages, not his Cub Scouts." But Uncle would not listen. He said, "I know their motto. It is be prepared. Thus and therefore I shall prepare for some for the oven, and the rest for the pot. None for you, though." Brr. Boo, shame. Uncle is too good at doing the dirty. Yours upsetly, Little. Day 26. Dear Mum and Dad, had an outdoor lesson today. Learnt Rule 7, and Uncle bit me. At first, Uncle was in a good mood because he was plotting. He decided to catch the Cub Scouts by a trick called charming. Have you heard of it? Nor had I. Anyway, Uncle showed me how you do charming on a mole. We went to this field all covered in molehills. I said, "What are we doing here, Uncle?" He said, "I'm showing you charming, so shut up, you sissy fluffball. Observe and learn from the master." I watched and took notes. First, he lay flat on his tummy. Then he smiled a big, horrible smile. Then he shouted down the molehill, "Grrr, listen, Moley, come out or I will bash your hills in." And lastly, he took a running jump and squish! He squished the molehill in with his great big horrible feet. I made notes in my book of badness like this. How to do charming. Big smile, running jump, squish hills. I added, say horrible growly things about bashing. There were loads and loads of hills. Uncle took ages jumping on them. Do you know what? We never even saw the mole. He was hiding underground. I said to Uncle, "I think charming is rubbish." That is when he went mad and bit my other way round, sorry. He said, "Wait till you see me charming those Cub Scouts tomorrow." Yours sore bottomly, Little. Nice pick of a mole, eh? Day 27. Dear Mum and Dad, what a muck-up. Uncle is in bed with a headache, and he did not catch one Cub Scout to eat, not even a sausage. I will tell you all about it. Uncle sat and cooled his sore feet in a bath in front of the fire all morning. Suddenly he said, "Ah, now I am ready for some proper charming." He drank his bath water, burped, and dried his feet on the curtains. Then off we went to Windy Ridge. It was just before the sun hid. It was frost upon that ridge. It made your teeth ache. Uncle said we had to smile a big smile and stand in the north wind till it got stuck. It took ages. Then we had to clump round through the forest in the dark and take our smiles to Lakeside Meadow. Talk about hard, finding it in the dark, and we were glad of the warm campfire. Uncle stood frozen in the firelight, looking all horrible, like he had his tail caught in a gate. The pack leader came up to us. I thought, oh no, trouble. But he said, "Welcome, sir, welcome, Sonny Jim. Would you like something to eat?" I was going to say I would have a nice hot sausage, but Uncle smiled his stuck-on smile and said, "Grr, yes, give me your Cub Scouts or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your tents down." The pack leader shouted, "Quick, boys, emergency!" He blew his whistle and bing, all the Cub Scouts jumped into their tents and zipped up. Uncle huffed and he puffed his hardest. Nothing happened. The tents dented a bit, but they stayed standing up. Uncle's cheeks went out like balloons, and he got redder and redder and redder. Then all of a sudden, he twizzled round 6 times and fell on his nose. I have written Rule 7 down in my book of Badness. This is it. Rule 7. Do charming. Sneaky smiles. I think Rule 7 is rubbish. I had to drag Uncle all the way home by his tail. Yours tired outly, little.